our oil and sauce and thing, and then
Papa laughs.
add that broth back to it and put in the
Wow.
ramen. So good.
Wow.
Good night, good night, good night, folks.
Good night, good night, good night. We are live. All right. So tonight, you know what? People probably watching and thinking it's table 34. This is not table 34.
We had the table 24 logo up there. What are you doing up there?
Oh shucks, the table 34 logo up there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Boom. Look at
Oh
that.
wow.
That's what we're talking about.
Movie
That
magic.
was quick.
So the reason why we gathered is that we just hit 50K
No, we
on.
want to watch Quincy eat food.
Yeah, the reason why we gathered is Quincy make a ramen and we got to do a mukbang.
Oh wow.
Too late. That was to put the foundation for what is to come now.
Okay. Yeah, you're laying your foundation.
Don't know.
Hey Tim, what's going on?
Good night.
Good night. So yeah, the reason we gathered is to celebrate the 50K YouTube subscribers. It's been, a long journey, and I mean it's fitting that Renee here first. We have other people that's supposed to fall in, but it's very fitting that Renee is here because
Foundation.
yeah, although the YouTube channel was there before, I think it was we set it up in 2007 or 8 or somewhere around there, couple of years. But I think the journey, I guess, towards this 50K, we was dormant for a while, and then when we really started back doing content and posting content, especially YouTube, because I think we was focused on Facebook and we was kind of ignoring YouTube for a while, and started back concentrating on YouTube. Simply Local was, I guess, one of the flagship piece of content that was there. And hey,
hello.
Hey,
How you going?
Good.
Sorry.
Don't just fall in.
I have my drink ready. I guess we're all on the same page.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. So,
yeah. Congratulations,
Thank you.
I'm coming back.
Yeah. So I was just giving, the little spiel on, just how the drive to 50K, there was a clear demarcation between like the older version of the channel, and then when we started to branch off and do like actual shows, like branded shows,
Okay.
And Simply Local was definitely a flagship, and that really started with me meeting Renee in Crave. She was doing a live. We was making pasta, and it was pasta.
No, it was
What it was?
Oh wow. It was crab cakes.
Crab cakes. You're right.
Crab
Yeah.
cakes.
Crab cakes. Yeah.
They love me. Yeah. It was crab cakes. It was crab cakes.
Yeah, man, and that's that meeting and just talking and thing. And similarly, I think I met Emily the same way. It was really impromptu kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Hyatt for a dinner, and we met. So yeah, I guess that's happen. That's how.
So you just out here picking up woman then.
Oh Lord.
I was working at Hyatt as an admin, and I was doing, my food thing on my Instagram, and I just happened to one of the managers had a bloggers dinner, so I literally invited myself, and yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
She drop off.
Boss out.
Yeah, I'm drinking Guinness. She's back. Yeah.
I'm doing this scout.
Look at you. When you
starting with Royal. Starting. I want to be.
Hold on. That's all. You went back in the 80s second that or?
Royal.
Jed, I don't take too kindly to that. I don't take too kindly to that.
I'm really hold the whole trio tonight.
Yeah.
Nah. Dislike. I will also dislike when you drink Mackinson.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, but definitely, Renee, kicked things off with the Simply Local brand, and we really grew the channel through that. And then Emily came on and took it, further. And now we, kind of branching off. I don't know. I guess people would have recognized by now that, we have different faces popping up on the channel. Well, for Simply Local, and there's a little shift that going on. But I mean, it's all growth. We trying to, try new things and expand the audience and that kind of thing. And so this is us just kicking back and celebrating the 50K. And we do invite the audience or people in the chat to ask questions. Keep it cool, all there. Be on all the best behavior. This is not table 34, so be on all the best behavior.
Quincy, I need to come to your house because wow. Damn, it's like okay. I remember your Guinness, man, but jeez, what's I mixing now?
Quincy.
I learned from my father.
Oh wow.
Tell me when you're doing something, you must do it proper. Nah.
Couple laps.
Yes. So everybody in the chat, good night or good evening. Thank you. James, Janelle, Elizabeth, Kerry. I can't call out
Where the
everybody,
food?
but yeah. Where the food? Who are the food? Who bring the food?
Somebody say that.
Someone.
I thought I was supposed to get
A man say KFC, yes, I go on there.
I could order with the app now,
Serious, that what KFC doing? KFC bring an app to the people?
Yeah, that was app.
I like the line of my chicken.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Listen, so this is not table 34, so all they don't rely on me. I just kind of do it.
I'm now. I didn't even know what button to press to see the comments and stuff.
Comments, yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can see the comments popping up and thing. See, look, Tim say Emily was supposed to bring hops. With the hops, Emily.
Oh. Yeah, no hops or hair right now. But I do have. We all share what we're drinking. I'm drinking tequila and tonic.
I know. Okay, somebody's. All right. It's serious, boy.
Working hard, boy.
I didn't have any champagne to do a toast or anything, so I have no Guinness. You know me, I love that whole Guinness thing was. Yeah. Truth be told, people don't know this, but like the first time I drank Guinness, I mean, I know I shouldn't say this, but it was one of these specials, and I like Guinness, and I know you all love Guinness like more than anything else in the world.
Guinness is it. That's where it's at.
Guinness is at. Left
Ronnie Mutilal. Yes, I am the guy who was on the external panel. Yeah.
Could you again make out? Why? I'll answer this. Why are Lima in the chat and not in
I know.
Live? Why?
Lima, come through. I miss Lima.
Why are Lima in the chat and not anything? I see Aliyah. Yeah. Hey, what going on, Aliyah?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Lily Aliyah.
So, just now, hold on. All right. Okay. Right. So, as I was saying, although rely on me to carry this conversation, there's a line. Mm-hmm. So all feel free to jump in and say and contribute and that kind of thing.
So let me respond to that by saying, folks, all week I'm talking to Badawi. I was like, Badawi, what's your plan for this thing, boy? Like, you organize this thing.
I know. I thought you would have a list of questions.
Badawi, look, it's a way to get over. I was like, Badawi,
you want me to ask the questions? Or not fair? Not fair for me to ask the questions. I want people to ask questions. That wouldn't be fair. What questions I'm gonna ask?
I don't know. How do you feel right now? Like when did one crystal tear flow down the side of your teeth? When you saw the numbers go from whatever 49,999
to 50?
Yeah. How did it feel? Because we all at the end of the day, a lot of this is I mean, we all have our part to play, but you know, you push this thing, you know, for those who don't know, this is the man in charge. Or Ronaldo sometimes, I guess. But but yeah.
Man.
Yeah, somebody's asking what's the inspiration behind Simply Local, and I guess Renee and Badawi can answer that question.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I'll answer your question first, Emily, and then I'll answer City Girl's question. So, in terms of like how I feel, if I had to be totally honest, and I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it really do feel, yes, it's an accomplishment, and obviously always grateful when we hit a milestone, because I mean it's hard work, and you know you like to see it pay off and thing. But you know sometimes you think you will feel like, you know, wow thing, and I'm feeling so good at it. All I just be thinking is, all right, we have more work to do. That's all I just be thinking. It's like, all right.
Let me add something to that and say, I feel when we did the 100K and you get a plaque.
Maybe, yeah. I feel like
when we get our plaque,
I feel a plaque might be like, I might be like, wait, all right.
When I was telling Badawi, I was like, a lot of the times, I think, I mean, it happens to me too. But when I'm looking at other random YouTube channels, if I see that it has a good amount of subscribers, it's kind of like herd mentality in that sense. You're like, oh, well, of course, again, might subscribe. So I feel like hopefully this will be a snowball effect, and the next 50K won't be as, you know, uphill as it was before, you know?
Yeah. I think that it will work like that, as well as, I mean, I guess the more popular your channel becomes, is the more YouTube will keep recommending content from the channel. So it'll work hand in hand. Yeah, the algorithm. Yeah. So yeah. To answer City Girl's question, what was the inspiration behind Simply Local? It's a multi-tier thing. I wanted to, at the point where I was trying to conceptualize a new show for the channel, it had the place was bombarded by these overhead shots and people's hands. The BuzzFeed thing, you know, everybody was doing that, and I was like, you know what? And I mean, I was doing it and all too, so you know, I'm not counting myself out from that. I wanted to kind of move away from that kind of impersonal style of engaging people and get people to look at, you know, to you know, get a personality or a face, you know, that people could become attached to, you know, and see every week, you know, new recipes and stories and kind of grow with it. And was looking for somebody, didn't know who it would have been. And it was just by chance, I met Renee at Crave. It was one of the anniversary, it was the anniversary brunch or something like that, Renee. Was it? Or was it around the world?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was a Crave anniversary.
We should have created a Wikipedia page and keep the stats and it.
Yeah. But the whole thing about it was kind of creating something, a show that I guess was reminiscent of the old cooking shows with Wendy Rahamat and who's this next lady from back in the day, Quincy.
Sylvia Hunt.
It was like creating a modern version of that.
Wow.
You know, that was the idea. And I think, you know, it was well received. Definitely it was well received.
So Renee is a modern day Wendy Rahamat.
I would say so. Emily as well, you know. It's like this is like the of this generation, you know, or the generation to come. Basically that what it was, you know. It's like trying to create like a household name then, you know. The same way you had Wendy Rahamat and Sylvia Hunt. It's like creating, you know, that kind of thing. Because I mean, look at it, that whole a long gap between them. It's like, who else came after that? You know?
Nobody.
I mean, we have other people now that doing stuff, and you know, we have Rishmi, we have Natasha, we have Chris. Chris is a big pioneer, you know, for the
but it's a different positioning though. It's a different positioning to have like, you know, a blogger or somebody that you're just following that context versus somebody who in the house with you. That's what makes Sylvia Hunt that.
I was not going to say that, Quincy. I think that Badari too wanted, as he said, he wanted a household name, but I felt like he wanted that connection and American style, that blogging style. Yes, it's cool and all, but to have that connection with the viewers and for them to be able to know who that person actually is and get behind the scenes and all these other things. I think they were intrigued by that, and I think that's what kind of pushed the show into what it is right now. So yeah, because he had all those aspects that he tied into, and he made sure that it was there and that you saw everything, So
yeah, yep.
Yeah, and I think the audience really did connect with the hosts. Because I know from going into various places of work, and every time I have the opportunity to promote the channel, I would, and most people would be like, "Hey, that's Renee," and they would run around like crazy people. Like years ago, they'd be like, Renee."
I think for me that was it was interesting because we would be like in the studio for hours, and then to see people the next day, they'd be like, "Hey, we see you on the show," I'd be like, "Yeah." Yeah. Thanks so much, But I think Badawi, he had a vision and he knew what he wanted for the show, and it really portrayed in a great way that persons really felt connected, and I think again that's really what it was about. And then too, not enough local was being shown. So yes, Trinis, we know about local food, but we didn't even know to cook it. I have chef friends, they could cook the fanciest things, but they don't know how to cook local and stuff, just humbling themselves to bring down to the local is like, they were like, oh crap, I didn't even know how to make okra and thanks. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like we Chinese, we like to say, I know how to make dal. That's easy. I know how to curry. But when you get into the nitty-gritty, it's like, you don't know. You don't know. So it's like, for them to actually come on the show and was like, hey, that's how to do it. And then they go on to the show and then they'll make it. And then they'll be like, I know that long time. Yeah, that's how you do the thing. So I think that in itself played an important part because, again, we Trinis like to boast, we know this, we like to do this, but it's like, we don't know how to cook local. And then, too, for Badawi, the whole Eat of Food showcase, not just the show, but it was actually the ingredients. So people felt, like they understood, like Ruku and stuff like that. People understood from actually using the ingredients in the episode that we have, what the kind of ingredients we have to offer as a Trinbagonian society. So I think all that kind of played into everything as well. So yeah. Yeah,
definitely. Someone asked, how did this get started? And I will let Quincy answer that.
All right. Plenty. We had to take it right back to Trinicine.
Trinicine, that was sorry, Renee. Sorry, Emily.
Yeah.
Sorry, Renee. Sorry, Emily. We went back.
I went to parties that had Trinicine when I was like,
that's extremely funny. She said she went parties that had Trinicine. That was real funny. Trinicine was like, Trinicine was Trinidad Facebook, basically.
Yeah.
We used to be on Trinicine in our chat room, talking copious amounts of nonsense. It was fun times. And Coyote, I would say Coyote was the man. Coyote jump out that day and ask about making a macaroni pie. And I posted a macaroni pie. Well, it was a recipe, I guess it was at the time.
It was a father recipe.
It was, but I'm thinking about the format. I try to remember. I don't think I did it as a recipe, but more like there's a post talking about.
Yeah, you were just talking about the steps.
Making a macaroni pie step by step.
Yeah.
And that was cool, He enjoyed it. He made the pie. He come and talk about it. And then other people start contributing and saying, well, they just make pie this way and make pie that way. Actually, my macaroni pie changed like about 4 times because of that thread, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because people come and put different tips and different tricks and that kind of thing. So I think the original site had either crashed or they take it down for some reason.
I think it had a crash or something like that. Like that. Had a crash. Yeah.
So all that content was lost. And Coyote actually was the person that said, why I don't take it to our blog and jump out on Blogger, put up, it was Bring It to the Table in them days.
Bring It to the Table, yeah.
But it was the name of the
thread was Bring It to the Table.
Bring It to the Table, right?
Yeah.
So we went over on Blogger as Bring It to the Table, but the URL was eaterfood.com.blogspot, right?
Yeah.
Eaterfood.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. That was the URL.
Yeah.
But like
that was
earliest, go ahead.
Google didn't buy Blogger yet.
Yeah.
Blogger was an independent thing. Yeah. That was before Google buy Blogger and before Google buy YouTube. When YouTube was just YouTube.
It was just YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube was not part of the Google family.
Yeah. But in them days, like when I'd start doing like little restaurant reviews and them kind of thing, when people say Richard switch now.
Yeah.
Start going.
You start to raise your pinky finger. Yeah.
Started to do them kind of reviews. People always used to say Eater Food, like, oh, you from Eater Food on. You know what I mean? Instead of Bring It to the Table, we'd even shorten it to BITT and them kind of saying, and well, Eater Food just became like the thing to say, and it was catchier. It made more sense to be associated as a brand. And then when Dawi jump on and kind of elevate the scene to bring it over to WordPress for one, and then started adding video. Then, I mean, that was a day. We just jump out to the Eater Food hardcore, and that was it. The rest is what you know.
So, one of my favorite people asked a question around 8:14 that week.
Around 8:14. Are we doing timestamps? Look at who you tell me to do. Timestamps. 8:14. Wait, this man, I mean, looking at timestamps. 8:14. Where's the question? Question for...
What's the question?
I mean, you must know who it is.
Question for Renee and Emily. What is the most outlandish dish you had to prepare? That's a good question.
Outlandish?
I'm trying to think about that, actually.
Wow. I mean, for me, this was like how much? Like 2 years back. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think, but the thing is, we try to make everything in the, trying to decide what we're going to actually do and produce. You try to make sure you kind of stay within certain criterion, you don't go too crazy. But I think the most outlandish thing I made, and it's probably conservative still, is the Guinness goat.
The Guinness goat, yeah.
It was really good, but it was definitely not something that you would make on a regular basis. A lot of these times we're just trying to like drive home different techniques and stuff with Trini cooking or like baking and stuff. So yeah, that was a very fun shoot. I remember that, and I definitely was a little tipsy by the end of it because I was. And so yeah, for me, I think the Guinness goat. If you haven't, people who are watching, if you haven't watched that video or any of the whole Guinness series, was really fun in general. Like all the different contributors, that was really, really fun, and it was a cool experience. But yeah, Renee, what is the most outlandish thing that you have had to do?
I am thinking, and I'm feeling like basic Betsy over here. If it was what? Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
What about like if you had to do any like crazy shoots like that was like extremely uncomfortable? Like,
I'm feeling like basic Betsy over here because I'm trying to remember Badawi, and for me it's like I don't feel like we had outlandish. I felt like we had times where we were shooting, and for me, I would look back on it. I would look back on the ones that was like stressful, and I would say which one come out good.
Yeah,
I would say the sponge cake.
Yeah.
And there was this next time something I don't remember, but Darryl.
You know what? I will tell you which one was the most challenging shoot we ever had to do. Corn pie.
We did sponge cake. Oh my god!
The corn pie. Corn pie. Listen, I think that's the first time I see Renee get frustrated.
I was tripping off. Like I can't. You know what's so crazy crazy. I can't remember what happened. I honestly just was
We shoot
like
that, ready?
going.
We shoot that, I think 3 or 4 times. We shoot that, you know?
Here's
3 or
what
4
happened.
times, back to back.
I think
Yeah.
I went home like minutes to 1 that night. Like I was
Yeah.
like
It was-
going crazy. And that
Yeah.
sponge cake, I don't know. I think something we didn't have right, like either the baking powder, something was spoiled or something was off. And it's
it
like
was the baking powder.
that
It was the baking
recipe,
powder. It was the
I was
baking
like, why
powder.
is this thing not right? And I have made sponge cake my entire life. We had to shoot this thing over. And Emily, when I tell you, I wanted to like just throw everything. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Christmas.
But that's like one of the
Christmas
number
happened.
one most viewed. But look, it's all water on the bridge because that's like one of the most watched recipes.
So
Yeah, actually, this sponge
So
cake
I
is one of
feel
the best.
like,
Yeah.
This is actually a recipe that from my aunt actually gave me, Auntie Sandra, and it's like when I was doing it, I was like, I have made her cake. Like, how this something is wrong. And but I was like, no, we have everything. You're probably just tired. And I was like, no, we have to get this right. And we like stayed there the whole night. People don't even know like what is really going to these shoots. We stayed there the whole night, and when it was done, that was the best cake I tasted in my life. Like. It was so soft and everything was perfect. I was just like, yes.
Yeah, I remember
you
that.
did that whole recipe, Bunny, right? You did that whole recipe like physically by hand.
Yes, but that's
That's
true.
the thing.
Yeah.
So like, oh,
That is true.
Not
That is
possible.
true.
Yeah.
That is true
Yeah.
because I don't think we had a like a KitchenAid or anything like that.
because I watched that video. I think when I was like now about to join the Eat Your Food fam, I watched that video as like kind of like a benchmark as to like, okay, like what is this about? You know, whatever. So I've definitely seen the episode. First of all, I could not tell that you had made that episode maybe 3 times before. So, don't let him see you sweat.
Yeah, it was one thing. Game face.
It looked
game face.
And I also was so impressed when you did that by hand because I know I do not have that patience at all.
No, so, it was a lot because cream.
No, ready. You know, when we are only shooting like about 30 seconds of you creaming the sugar, and then we like, but now we my hand it in. But now we my hand it in. Come on, do this.
I specifically remembered he was telling me a story long ago, like when he was younger with his siblings, that his mom would teach him a specific method to do like I think it was like an 8 or something.
Figure 8, yeah.
So like I was like, yeah, but are we your turn? Then we'll go back to shooting. Okay, guys, so it's nice and I was like, yeah. So for me, I don't think we did like. It wasn't like crazy, but I think the ones that was like the hardest, but in the end, they turned out nice. I think that's the ones that we remember the most. Definitely. So but people don't know like shooting is a lot. Like people be like, oh, so how is B? Like it's just go in and shoot and that. I was like, nope.
We used to shoot 4 episodes on Emily on Renee only day off. On Renee only day off. We used to shoot 4 episodes.
I work 6 days a week being a chef, so that's on my foot all the time, like 14, 16 hours. And my only day off, I came to the studio for the entire day until the night. And I think because Badawi, I don't know, we developed this friendship, and it was like we had to like push each other. When Badawi was tired, I'd be like, nah, Badawi, we gotta get it done. When I was tired, he's like, nah, Rennie, we gotta get it done. It's like we just did it. I don't know, because now thinking back, what? Like how?
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Episodes in one day, like
after 2 episodes, my curtain.
Cuisine or cuisine was already signed on at that point.
No, that was before cuisine.
That was before cuisine. Cuisine came on after.
Yeah,
cuisine came on
like
after.
That's just pure like labor of love for real,
Yeah, cuisine came on after. So I felt like. Yeah, so those are the times that I think remember the most. I don't know, that corn pie was the devil, because I'm trying to specifically remember, but I can't. But
I can't remember what went wrong, but we shoot that a couple of times.
Something was wrong with some ingredient, or something was wrong with the recipe.
I think it was mixing the cream corn and trying to get the consistency that you wanted. The cream corn with the whole kernel corn, and
and it had times where but that we would tape and my mic was off or something. I couldn't. Like, I was just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So next and it's like, oh yeah. I think for sure that was it. Yeah. You had any of those moments, Emily, where it was like you had to shoot like 10,000 times and it was just like, it's done?
I don't know. I don't think I did. But I feel like our stuff was like, I mean, now you would remember that, so like anything that Rel gave was like super amount of trouble.
It had, well, I mean, they had the recent thing. I mean, we can't let the cat out of the bag for the episode to come.
Wait, what happened again?
The card it didn't record. So we
God.
spent a whole day shooting. And I go on and push the card in the machine to transfer the footage.
2 days, Malawi, 2 days. You do that
2 days of footage.
I'm still not getting it.
Hey.
So, long story short, I'm like, shots. What? This is actually like this, like 2 months ago in July or whatever. We shot 2 episodes. I'm like home, whatever, chilling. I don't know, but you know me, I can be very scary. And like, Emily, so nothing that you did recorded. I'm like, what?
Wow.
So yeah, I have to review, like, Emily, it's okay. It's not intentional. It's all good. Like, be a teammate. I was like, okay, it's okay. And you know what I said? I was like, I'm gonna be a good sport about it. I'm not a real brat, but can you please make me lunch? Like, I'm
That was
when I come down there, like, okay, I want food. Luckily, we didn't have to shoot all the. So if you don't know, all those are on each chat or whatever. We shoot simply look with 2 cameras. One is actually facing me or Rennie or whoever is there, and then the other is facing.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was getting like 2 people bless us and we shouted out.
That's so hold on. Wait. What going on here? This is like a different universe happening, an alternate universe.
What?
Blessings flowing down.
I didn't know what that meant. I've never done this.
This is donation.
I didn't know people could do that.
Well, that's fantastic.
Thank you, City Girl, and this one. Jamie. Thank you, very much. Thank you.
I know reading the comments here. Well, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. But
Thank
anyway,
you very much.
Maybe a lot of people didn't know that they could have blessed. So you could bless. That's it.
They can't function with that. Wait now, but how City Girl do it? She probably watching through our VPN.
But you know,
true. Yeah, international, yes.
The international City Girl.
Yeah. The City Girl, yes.
City body does only be here, though.
ACT underscore girl to you, though.
Wow.
Emily.
But yes, Emily.
It's cool.
Sorry.
No, but just everything that I did in my hands on the second camera did not actually film. It happened twice. And but thankfully the biggest thing is like we were in cooking, surfing to lobster and wagyu steak. So it's not like we have to go and buy all that stuff again. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was cookies. It was something simple. I mean, you'll see the cookie episode later this year. But it was very simple, and we cooked lunch. He made, I think it was like curried mushrooms, and it was really good.
Oh yeah, it was curried.
And I was a happy camper. But yeah, that was the only thing that was like I had to come back and reshoot it. But that was Badawi's fault. Okay. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, let's do this. I read, I'm trying to like make sure it's like everything looks good, whatever. And luckily we didn't have any crazy mishaps. I remember one time early on, the first currents roll we made did not come out good. Because it was just, I think we just rushed the butts. It was really hot. The butter didn't set. So that was in the earlies. And Yeah, who would have thought that current roll thing became relevant again like a year later with the fake grainy bakery dish?
Yeah, fake green bakery. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like the currents with the currents. That was so funny. I was like, wow, and look at this video, it's becoming relevant all over again. But
I think people feel like we make things perfect all the time, and it's really good for people to understand. I think, but we have like some behind the scene things too. I think it's really good for people to understand that we are cooks just like you at home trying a thing. And but we have over the years perfected certain things, but we still falter. But we at least know to come back, and that's where we're teaching you to come back from, you know. So I think it's good for people to kind of see that and hear that,
part,
so that they will know too.
Also, they don't see all the person and they like, but it's from me, and I'm like, oh. But I always says one day he's gonna bleep me, and people are gonna be like, oh my god, Angel, Emily, like.
Well,
no. Behind the scenes, you might get a few bombs.
Yeah,
I see some well, I see some that's not even a language, that's makeup words. So I mean, I do some kind of some crazy words. So yeah, so
it had some word you was using. I can't remember now, but it was real funny. But I was like, that's not the word. I was like, no, that's something totally. You know, it was concealer. Something concealer. You were saying. You used to be saying concealer.
Me?
Yes, what? instead of saying container, airtight container, you used to be saying concealer. You can remember that?
Oh my god!
Because of your makeup, because of the makeup thing, you used to be saying.
Wow.
So now we're gonna put in this airtight concealer, and I used to stop recording and say, Renee, what is a concealer?
Wow.
And I was like, oh, the makeup thing. Like, it's an airtight concealer.
No, yeah, for sure. There were a lot of times where we had to retake because we would slip up on words, and I guess our Trini slang would fall into place. And it's like, yes, the show is about Trini and the Trinbagonian culture, but at the same time, you want people to understand. So it's like, I remember it had a lot of times I would just be talking like, if we were talking here, and then but I was like, nope, that whole set we have to do it over. Renee, come on, what's going on? And I was just like, this is after how much hours of us taping, and then you just have to, you know, bring it back all together and just say, yeah, okay, guys. Yeah. So, you know, oh gosh, you okay, guys, Badawi? Oh my god.
Oh, good, yeah. But you see, yeah.
Okay, guys.
You know what? I realized that it's like nice part of your, you know, whole vocabulary. I could not stop you from saying it. It didn't make sense.
No,
it didn't even make sense. I'm trying to stop you.
No, but it's part of your flow, you know. It's part of your training.
I'm right. Okay, guys, I'm right.
Yeah.
I went to make something. I was trying to remember the recipe, and I was like, how can I not remember this recipe? I was like, oh, it's only to food. So I typed it up. I was like, Renee, you know it have other words in the English vocabulary than okay, guys, all right, or I can't believe how much times I said it. There was this one time when we just started. This one particular guy, he'd always say, okay, Renee, we get it, and I just used to be so bad. But at the end of the day, I didn't know. Like it was just. But we would be like, Renee, let's try this time and don't say, okay, guys. But you know what's funny? If I meet somebody out the road or anything like that, and they'd be like, hey, Renee, ting for me to food. I'll be like, hi, okay. She'd be like, okay, bye, guys. And I'll be like,
okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Right, all right.
He does not pass me and be like, okay, guys. And I was just like, And then he was like, but Renee, I realized that's who you are. And I was like, yeah, but I mean,
yeah, it didn't make sense to try and curb that. It's like we just spent, you know, days upon days trying to fix that. It didn't make sense. It's like, you know, that is Renee. You gotta just leave it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, since Onella asked, I know she wants to make a contribution now. For people who are interested, when you're chatting or next to the chat, there's a little icon there that looks like a little cash sign. It's not picking up on the camera, but that little icon there next to the chat, a little square icon. It looks like a $sign. That's how you bless us if you're so inclined.
Yeah, but I guess that's for anybody outside, right?
Outside, yeah. Don't work in Trinidad.
Yeah, we're not
In Trinidad, you get sent all the cash to Barata. Yeah, I mean, I'll collect.
Oh, we had somebody from the Bahamas or somebody from Toronto. Hey, what's going on, Nalini?
Somebody from Brazil in earlier.
Okay. Oh yeah, look, from Brazil here. Boom. Your favorite place,
Oi,
really?
boa noite. Oi, menino, tudo bem?
Look.
Of course, it's my favorite place. I had booked. I wanted to book my flight, and then COVID was like, nope. See you sometime. Yeah. That's my favorite place to go ever.
Cool.
Sao Paulo, Brazil. Watching from Sao Paulo, 2 years in Trinidad. Oh wow, that's really, really cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah,
Nice,
that's really
nice,
good.
nice.
Somebody is saying, but I remember the bloopers. Okay, guys. Oh God.
Yeah. That's Liam, sister. Yeah, we okay, guys. Okay, guys. Well, yeah, I do a clip. I was real funny.
That was
shucks. But yeah,
I'm trying to pull
I
I didn't realize how much comments it had there.
Yeah, it's plenty comments. I'm trying to go back and pull them up and try to pull them up.
Trying to contribute. I don't know who YouTube allows or doesn't allow, but I know for sure it doesn't allow Trinidad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to bring comments up on the. So let me see if I could scroll back up and just kind of highlight some of the comments here. Yeah. And I think
there was a few.
Yeah. CT Gill had also asked what was the thinking behind Out Here. And Out Here, I guess, was that was a continuation from what we used to do, Quincy. And just to give some history, that started literally with Taste TNT. Taste TNT is the thing that made us start to actually go out to events and places and things and document things that are going on. So
the pot spoon, not Taste TNT, the pot spoon challenges. You remember Taste TNT was the one in the stadium in Jean Pierre?
Remember we had the one before that?
Yeah.
With the doubles and all kind of thing. And it had the fish in Toko.
Right. That's pot spoon throwdown.
But pot spoon throwdown was just, it wasn't Taste TNT / pot spoon throwdown. That was the branding that year.
As I say, that possibly.
It was, yeah. That year they decided instead of having one event in one spot, they wanted to have it in different communities. Yeah. So yeah, that is literally how the whole idea of the Out Here, being out here doing stuff started.
Mm-hmm.
Out
and about was the original.
It was out and about here, but I realized that
everybody was saying out and about.
Everybody was saying out and about. So I was like, okay, I need to do something else.
That's the trio.
I know. Ronaldo's like just casually puts his Guinness in the camera.
You now started drink slowly.
So wait, Guinness is 7.5% though, like 7.5. Marcus is 4.9 and Roy is 6.6. I'm to Guinness, boy.
Yeah, Guinness is good for you.
But I want to hear this question answered. What's the thinking behind?
Well, I started putting my recipes on the channel, on Facebook and whatnot. It was just, it didn't have any branding behind it. It was just throwing up recipes. And because we was doing Simply Local and Decanted and Out and About.
And one in the oven, what the hell?
And, one in the oven and one in the oven. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because we were doing, each show had its own branding. I was like, I can't just keep putting up my recipes without some branding. So I was like, you know what? All right, let me see how I could, I didn't want to do something corny like Badawi's, Badawi's bites, something that shit like that. Like, I didn't want to do that. So
Badawi's Bites.
Badawi's Bites. Yeah. Badawi's Bistro. A little-
Cook time with Badawi.
Quincy Wicked.
So I want to just say for One in the Oven, right, because One in the Oven was unique, especially at that time when it was the only show not done in the studio. So it was really refreshing to have that different space. And thank your mom, Emily, for allowing
thank you for to Emily's mom. Yeah.
My kitchen's the studio. Like,
yeah, and it was cool how Emily could go out in the garden and get a few things and show those little elements. It was very unique.
Yeah.
Unique.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, I couldn't figure out what to call it, and then I don't know what it was, but thinking about how I describe food, and like when I find something that tastes good, I just always say, like if somebody say, "Hey, but how that tastes?" But I'm like, yeah, saying things. Like I always do it now. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Yeah, and that was it. I was like, you know, it fit. It's something I actually say. So yeah, that was the concept behind. It wasn't really nothing groundbreaking. It was just a way of fitting what I was doing into the lineup of existing programming.
Yeah.
And as you know, Aliyah said, more flame on. I don't know where Aliyah. I don't know if I could do more flame on. I think I don't think about the different you know, controversial food opinions that I have. But I think the dumpling, the no dumpling in soup, that is a timeless piece.
That's a rubbish argument. Rubbish.
Timeless piece. Shall never die. We were saying we was going for an hour, and before we could
talk about how many food versions that Badawi has. For somebody who runs a YouTube channel based around food, you have so many food versions, and like I would only find out these food versions by the time the pot is done, and I would be like making a whole thing of curry shrimp, like whatever. He's like, oh no, I don't eat shrimp. I'm like, or I go and I buy like chicken, you know, bone-in chicken, and he's like, looking good, but I only. I'm like,
you understand? Everybody come and bring a pack of drumstick and thigh. I be like,
that's what I like to eat.
Like, all right, nice recipe. Looks nice.
Come on now.
Nice.
So let me what's up a little file here now. What's that file for the people who don't know?
No,
Yes.
but he has so many food versions. He's actually a picky eater. So,
but we could not eat wet meat.
You should not do it, Ronaldo. You should not do it.
So if you cook chicken and there wasn't a sauce, but we ain't eating that. The chicken had to be dry.
Yeah, he's not like a sweet lover either. So like I'd make a whole cake and he's like, I'll have a crumb, you know, like
real picky.
No. I mean, I better now. I was worse before. I'm much better now. Quincy, I'm much better now.
So picky.
I just pretend I didn't see. Honestly. But yes, you're plenty better now. I'm glad for that. As I mentioned, I'm happy you move on. But Dan, it was disgusting us. Wow. Wow. This man upset whole lime, Jet. I know. That bubble meat and dalperi and thing.
Yeah.
So while we're in the topic of shows, we do have another show that kind of lost in the parts bin. I mean, it didn't get picked up. And for those who don't know, like we will test shows all the time, and we will seek support in terms of sponsors. But some shows are much more expensive to make than others. And any show that you had to spend money on alcohol, real expensive to make, real expensive. So that show, I think we did what 4 episodes, but are we Decanted,
yeah.
Lovely show where we try to showcase local fruits and pairings with various cocktails. We had a mixologist, she's on the comments. Big up yourself, Onella. It was a really wonderful show. Didn't make it, but
Onella's supposed to be in the chat. I don't know if she get the link, but she didn't come, so I don't know what going on.
Ella, she want to talk about donations. She ain't donate yet. Come on, Ella.
Yeah, son.
Pauline.
No, those topics.
Yeah. But that actually.
I'm the tequila's kicking in. No,
Yeah.
but also so people don't know that Badawi is actually so picky when it comes to what he eats and what he doesn't. But on the plus side, though, if he gives you a food recommendation, it's like solid. You're good. You're gonna have a great time. The food is whatever it is, it's great. Also, Ronaldo, when it comes to pickiness of like, if you think you did great, like, oh, this is a great, banging episode, like amazing episode. Ronaldo's like, I was like, you know, it has 1,000 likes, like 1 dislike. Ronaldo's like that 1 dislike, like.
Tough crowd. Ronaldo, tough crowd, Silva.
You know, and but at the end of the day, that's what pushes for excellence and makes so like there is a flip side to that, meaning that like, okay, you think you did good, but it's like you really, what could you have always done better? Every episode, you know, like I could do this better, I could do that better, you know. And a lot of these times with me, I always tell Badawi this, every single bit of criticism that Badawi has ever given me, I've always tried to incorporate it and bring it the next time. Because like everybody, like with Brittany saying how she says guys and all like very often, me, I tend to break up what I see. So it's very hard for him to edit. Sorry, Badawi. But like I would be doing something in the kitchen and I'm just talking a little bit slower and I'd be like, you know, and then you put the milk in the flour, you know? And then I was like, you have to stop doing that. Like, come on, get it together. Think about the sentence before you say it. So
yeah, true. I was like, Emily literally like, no, we're gonna put the butter in the bowl.
Like whatever, and it's apparently that because I sometimes I'm trying to like calculate what I'm gonna save, like to almost to an extreme, and then it's difficult for him to edit after. So even that I had to very much like fine tune it my own self and become super conscious of that, you know, habit that I picked up and try to fix it. In essence, but Ronaldo.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Thanks, Dragon.
Hi, guys.
Just go on, Dragon Small Trinity the Bone. Thank you very much for your donation. Thank you very much.
Donation.
Gifts.
Oh, Kimberly, look my cousin there. I hear my cousin Kimberly there in the.
Hey, Kimberly, what going on?
Boom.
Onella, you have a fan on?
City Girl, I am behind the camera, you know, in the back, trying to crunch numbers and crack the whip, not in front of the camera.
Oh,
except these kind of lives.
Onella, you have a
Somebody
fan on?
asking how is do with negative comments.
Oh, I was hearing the breeze. Sorry, somebody was asking.
That's a good question.
Sorry, I missed.
Oh,
I missed
okay,
a while.
yeah.
I had to do something. Someone was asking how you deal with negative comments.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody can answer their own thing.
You actually, all right. You start, Rennie, and then I want to jump to asking Onella some questions. But yeah, you start, Rennie. How you just manage the negative comments?
I feel like I specifically remember during the first episode, and we were getting like real good feedback, like, oh, hey, this is real good, thanks. I never knew how to make this, And one person was like, but you didn't wash your eyes though. And I was just like, what? Like what? And then other people were like, but you say like real plenty though. And I was like, okay, let me analyze this. I was like, Badawi, let's talk about this. And we sat down together and he was like, Ren, don't say that we now start. You have plenty more of this to come. And I was just like, okay. And then when we just continue making videos, and then I remember specifically this one person, but a lady, like I'm trying to remember the comment is so 10
boys if you just shut her out and be like, you are a hater.
It was
So-
like
so-
she was like real dung in us, and I was just like, why? Like, what's going on? I can't remember. Was it comment, Badari? I don't know if you remember. And we actually had a group discussion about this comment, and I just remember
She had said something real
I
off. It
just
was
remember-
real off. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if she was cursing or something, and I just remember
Yeah,
telling you
yeah.
at the end of the day,
It was, yeah.
we have a responsibility to be the bigger person, and we are like a actual like a foundation, so we can't be like that. And I just remember being like, we were like toiling, like all of us was just like stewing. We are like, what going on with this lady? Like out of nowhere.
Yeah, she was a real true. I remember
I
that.
think we just had to like deal with it in a real professional way. So that was that. But like if I get anything that like affected me personally, I would just be like, okay, Ren, well take two. My mom is always telling me this thing: take 2 minutes, feel bad about something, and then move on. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow we're gonna wake up and the next video gonna go up, and then people have more to say about it. So it's like for me, I took some things personally because of course I was new to it and I didn't know to expect this. But then coming along in the road, you just kind of not that you get accustomed to it, but you kind of like, okay, listen to what they have to say, take it in, and could you improve? Is it something that
valid? If it's valid,
you improve? Yeah, like if it's valid, is it something that you could prove? And how do you go about improving this? And I think that's what I did. I just kind of took it, and yeah, because at the beginning I was like real scared. I was like, oh my god, people don't like this, they don't like that, and I was always asking my friends, so I really say this too much, or I really do this too much, and then they'd be like, yeah, and I'd be like, wait, I had to take a step back, eat some humble pie, and then we went again, you know. So that was for me. That's how I dealt with it. So
yeah. What about you, Emily?
Okay, I have like, for sure, there's certain things like certain comments definitely help you to push you to be even better at the show, speaking. Because at the end of the day, I do feel this way. I don't want to go off into a whole tangent about being a woman on YouTube, but definitely I feel like as females, Renee and Onel, I don't know if you guys feel this way too, but I feel like a lot of the times people are quicker in general to critique a woman, I find. Because it's just kind of like, it's like an easy target, kind of. That's from what my experience has been, whether it's something about hair, dress, face, physical stuff that is just kind of like, okay, like that's, so those things, I'm just like, okay, so what about the food though? You know, like what's there? Because at the end of the day, like with me, for sure, there would be times where like you could have 2,000 likes on a video, but that one like is just like, damn, like that one like is really has me in my feelings. That one dislike, sorry, has got me in my feelings. Or if people are just going off about, you know, authenticity, especially with something like Caribbean food, everybody has the different techniques, everybody has different ways to put things together. And almost like it kind of taught me to, before I even see something, I always preface it with like, Alima!
Look, she blushing.
Oh, long time no see.
Yeah.
Emily,
Hi. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hello.
Nice. For those who don't know, Alima's a bit behind the scenes person in the food, and she's lovely, a lovely person.
Yes. For those who don't know, Alima is definitely not definitely. Alima is a member of the team behind the scenes and very instrumental, especially with the lives that we used to do in the in Massey. Alima was very instrumental in helping pull that off and get that done and that kind of thing. And speaking of Massey, Christine is in the comments.
Hi, Christine.
And I have to say, I had to take a moment to just say something here. Yes, we have had different sponsors on the show, you know, different companies and things. But I have to say, Massey stores came on in the early stages and really bought into the idea of Simply Local. They really, stuck with us through each season. And, they have been there through the growth of the show into what it is now. So, Christine, thank you. The rest of the team at Massy Sauce, thank you very much. I mean, people, I don't know if people understand that to actually produce the show takes a lot of investment. It takes, it's not it's not, it's ingredients, it's time, it's a job, it's an actual job. And without Massy's partnership and collaboration, I fear that we would not have reached this far. Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you, Christina.
We are very, very, very grateful for Massy Stores being on board with the cuisine brand and with Waitrose, because it grew to that as well. So thank you very much. Ornella, your mic was making plenty noise. Yeah, it's still making noise. I want to ask you some questions about decanted. Yeah, is your...
So like somebody eating pilau on your mic.
Wait, hold on. That's song. It go on. Alima, I wonder if it's Alima. I think it's Alima.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. It's your headset. I think it's your headset.
Okay. Well,
We're using your phone?
Yes.
Any excuse to
Alima is looking for excuse.
Yeah, any excuse to bust it, man.
Thank you for gracing us, Alima. Thank you for gracing us. Thank you very much.
No, she can't go. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, so,
Yeah. Ornella.
It's still there. So it might.
Yeah. So it might be Ornella, It might be Ornella. Hold on, Alima, talk, man.
okay, hearing it?
No. So then, yeah, it's Ornella, Mike.
No, I just turned off the fan, so.
Oh, okay. So Ornella, talk, man.
Ornella, you can hear us?
Ornella, hearing us?
She tell you.
Like
She tell you.
she-
She
Tell
tell you.
Riley.
Nice day, Ornella tap out there.
Move a little bit.
Let me see.
Stop motion.
Yeah, let me see if she...
She go and she'll come back.
Let me see.
Y'all can hear me?
Ornella hearing us? Yeah, Renee, we hearing you.
Guys, I have to run. I'm so sorry, but I have to go back to work.
No, that was...
But I was kind of in and out because I had things going on behind the scenes.
Right.
But the last bit I have with me here, I just want to say a toast to you guys. Congrats on your 50K.
Oh gosh, my glass empty. Hold on, my glass empty. Hold on. Let's all look at my glass empty.
Okay, now I'm waiting on you. I don't know if you answered any more questions while I left. Somebody's asking Emily how you dealt with the thirsty comments. I'm dying inside. Yes, but I think dealt with the thirsty comments.
Oh, you know what? It could be. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. It is what it is. Whatever.
Why? I think that's hilarious.
I know words. Yeah. I'm married, and I've got married. Both of us almost just moved down. Comment section. So, I don't. It's crazy. What about you, Rennie? How do you deal with serious comments?
I just think it was hilarious. Like I would watch it out. I'd be like, they know how old I am, right? I'd just be like, oh, okay, moving on. I would like die inside because I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like, how?
It's not a serious crap. It's not a serious crap. Like, it's up to him, like, whatever.
And some of them are corny. I'm just like, Like, come better. If you come in, just come better. I just
Wow.
like some people are like, oh, but I mean, that was like,
That's
let's
life.
just say everyone again. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a party pooper, but
That's
I really
okay.
have to leave.
That's okay. Thank you, Renee, for being here. It meant a lot to
Of
us.
course.
Thank you for being part of the show.
Yes,
Bye,
foundation.
Renee.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Guys,
Thank
everybody.
you Renee, for
Yes.
being a pioneer in this. And if you're a huge part of this 50K, literally, such a trailblazer for all of us. So I appreciate you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Continue to well, I passed on the battle, but continue have fun. Shoot, enjoy,
Awesome.
and yeah, just enjoy it, because I feel like at the end of the day, it's something that we like to have fun with.
For sure.
It's breaking up. You guys are hearing me?
Yeah, I feel you. Like, all up.
Yeah. All right, Renee.
Bye, guys. I don't know, it's breaking up. My connection is going. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Dying. Bye, guys.
Lover of my soul, thank you very much.
Thank
you very much.
Emily had said something just now I find was real interesting, because about being a woman on YouTube or being a woman out there on social media, because and like having to pay attention to certain things, because like I see this online checking out different bloggers talking about things, and people, especially women, talking about having to put on lashes and makeup and be their face and thing to come on, right? And I always be reflecting as we wake up, take a bath, put on work clean, and fire up the
What a
camera.
beautiful life.
You know what I mean? And nobody don't say that. Say, actually, one or two people might say, well, Q, can I take a shave? To which I say, yeah, I could have.
Yeah, it's different. If any hair is out of place, I mean, granted, it's way more like nice, very kind comments than others, but there's some things it's just like, would you upset at if I was a guy? And I don't want to go down this road, honestly. Like, we're keeping it light.
It's a valid thing. It's a valid thing. Yes, it's very
Guys, am I still muted?
No. Be here, Ella.
Yeah. But Onella, how do you feel like that kind of as well? Do you feel like there's certain things that could be said in the comment section? It's like, if I was an older gentleman, would you do the same thing?
That was such a good question, because I remember one time this guy was like, we did an episode, and I feel like as a female, anytime that you're presenting sort of a authoritarian view on something, you're gonna have people breathing down your neck, right? So this guy was like, how she could call the people primitive, right? But I responded to the comment because we're talking about maybe like 10,000 years ago, but it wasn't to be mean. They're literally,
it's actually the definition of primitive. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, I guess in a sense it can be a little bit more difficult for female. Even Ronaldo did it, and he didn't realize. He was like, this kind of thing. But
Ronaldo.
No. I mean, Jay Bless had to course correct me on when she was on the live. I mean, they're often like, "Hey, Maurice!"
Oh wow!
Maurice,
thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. Maurice, thank you. Thank you very much.
Not to be outdone.
Not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. Maurice
just have to establish the
not to be outdone. Maurice, thank you very much.
Thanks, Maurice.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
So I mean, as men, as humans, I guess as people, we often don't understand what we say and how much weight our words carry. and how something that could be said seemingly innocently could be interpreted negatively by the receiver. So it's something that I try to get better at, and I think we all should. And I'm hoping I've improved.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I don't, and a lot of the times too with the negativity and stuff, there is an upside. It pushes me to make sure everything I say is, I try to fact check as much as I can. And I try to, make sure that I, say, this is open to interpretation, or like it's open to however you want to. It's like, okay, I'm doing a recipe on how to stew chicken, but it's like, but don't worry, you do what you want to do, that kind of thing. Because already I know the keyboard courage is real out there, and there's definitely things you have to realize. Like, you don't want to sound cliche, but when I'm reading comments that may not be so flattering, I just think like, would this person literally come up to my face if they saw me in Massey stores or wherever and say, so, no. So it's like, you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt. It's definitely, eating food has made my skin so thick, and at the end of the day, like, I'm out here creating, I'm giving an opportunity to express myself. I'm doing what I love to do, and what is better than that? Like that, at the end of the day, you feel like, okay, it doesn't matter all the negativity. There's so much more positive connections that you make via eating food. But the time that I actually felt like people knew me or whatever, like my first shout out was like, I was driving on Charlotte Street. Okay, this is like the realest one. Driving on Charlotte Street, buying okra out the car window. And the lady who I got okras from, she's like, yes, there's some for the okra, but my house bread did not come out like yours. And like, I was like, oh my God. And every time I see somebody, every time
What is going on?
I thought you were like exclaiming at my story. But thank you.
Sorry, Emily. Sorry, Emily. Sorry, hold on. That's all. Sorry, Emily. Sorry. Wow.
Thank you, J Blast. Jesus.
Wow.
Here it is up, right? Real talk. I don't say this here now, right?
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Bedawi.
Yeah.
I would call each other individually. Something to tell all, right? And I'm saying that based on what is going on here, though.
All right.
That's based on what's going on here. I wasn't going to, but I was going to leave it there, but nah. I'm going to tell all something. Let's see what's going on here.
But we want to hear too. We like,
So you're getting it?
Nah, no, I don't want to get into it.
All right.
But Onella, I promise you go hear about it though. But I don't want to get into it now.
But Emily, you driving down Charlotte Street buying okra out your car window. That's something I just do.
We all do it. Come on, we all do it.
I didn't peg you for the kind of person that is drive down Charlotte Street and buy
okra out your car window.
I mean, that's something I will stop. I will hold up traffic and buy.
It was traffic anyway. I didn't
okay.
So that's when I realized that we really, that when it kind of set into me, it's like, okay, this lady who I would have never even, you don't know who's watching. And you almost feel like a sense of, pride, duty. This is what good people of Trinidad and Tobago are looking at. And, it just, that reinvigorates you in a big way. So that's my piece about comments. And yeah. But Howie, do you get negative comments as a
he just gets comments about his voice.
Yeah, I mean, I told Brad that when I met him, I said he has like a radio voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, radio voice and radio face. That's right. I get people saying, that's not how you just make this, that's not how you just make that, whatever. The worst comments I ever get was somebody telling me that my hand's disgusting.
Yo, whatever, bro. Like. They suck. I don't. That's what I think when I see these comments. I'm just like, shut up.
And people was real, like, I didn't even have to say anything. People went in
people,
on the person.
that's another thing too.
They
People
went
defend
in.
you. People
They
defend
went
you. Like
in.
you have
Yeah.
people on Facebook. I
Yeah.
even with strangers, but they're like backing me up, and
Yeah.
I just sit back there and my popcorn, like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah. So I don't take it on. I want to talk a little bit about decanted. Decanted is a concept Onella and I worked on. And you know what? It actually, we presented it was talking about, using local fruits and marrying it with mixology. And it was because of that is someone saw the content and I was like, you know what? They like it. But if we separate it, we could actually, because Ornella was doing a lot of the research on the fruits and the health benefits of the fruits. And people saw that and was like, if you just separate that information away from the alcohol, you could actually target it to like school children and that kind of thing, because it was actually real valuable information. So coming out of decanted is when I started the whole idea of Fresh Munch. But Ornella, what was that whole process like in terms of doing the research for the like first things first, how he was even into that, like fruits and things?
We both were, because you used to talk about, this fruit or whatever, and I was already like real into like, just bush vibes and like, going after the fruits and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that just kind of came together easily, and we kind of just, I feel like we winged a lot of it. We're like, hey, let's do this. Like, we didn't plan a whole lot of it. We might find out about a location that we could shoot at and then go and like maybe the night before I'll be like, okay, what can I say about this fruit and that kind of thing. And it was cool, I think a lot of people appreciated, as you mentioned, the information that was presented. No, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was waiting on you to finish.
That's it.
But no, it was really cool because I was into fruits, but I didn't know that much about them in terms of like health benefits and that kind of thing. And that actually really got me interested in exploring more of that kind of stuff. Like talking about, giving more information, more than just this fruit does taste good or what the fruit does taste like. But what is the history behind the fruit? For example, going to La Vega and learning that Bert was the person that introduced sweet five fingers to the island. That was amazing. You understand?
Yeah.
Like how if it wasn't for that, we would have never known something like that. But like, it had one man responsible for that. So yeah, I think definitely I really like the idea of decanted, and it kind of spurred me to do the Fresh Munch and also the Grown Home, because the Grown Home is that kind of thing too, talking about vegetables and different types of crops and that kind of thing. So
because in general though, because so much of our Trinidadian culture, sorry, I'm gonna go into a little bit of Caribbean studies here. I think so much of our Caribbean culture, especially with Trinidad and Tobago, which is totally valid, and I love this about our country, is the glitz, the glamour, the carnival, the this, the that. But what about the everyday stories of people who may not make agriculture and sustainability isn't the most sexy thing in the world? However, it's very relevant. It's what a time now. It's super pertinent. Certain things cannot continue or have been forced to be paused that perhaps we were relying on, like the glitz, the glamour, that sort of thing. But agriculture is, it needs to go on. It must. And it's unfortunate certain sectors not being able to shine as much right now. Is these stories need to be heard, and what's going to happen is that more and more like treasures are lost through generations. There's certain things. How many times you go by like an old aunt or uncle and they show you some random fruit or vegetable and you're like, you don't know this, and you really don't know it, but it's like you don't know what you don't know. So it's a great platform and a way to educate people and educate a generation that may have had to rely on, you know, imports and stuff like that for their nutrition. I think it's very, very, you know, kudos. I always feel fascinated to learn. I mean, on Netflix, they have all these different shows about different things in Peru, big budget, shows on biodiversity of certain areas. Trinidad has that, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe YouTube is doing what they can to show the topic and also to, you know, educate everybody and keep it alive, because it's not so it just won't be like, oh well, they used to do that in the old days and
Yeah,
we
but
don't
to
know how
keep
to
it,
do
yeah,
this
to
because
get
it's not
definitely. And I
yeah.
think that was the thing I loved most about doing those shoots, is because I was learning a lot while shooting. Understand? And for me, like, I mean that I mean I love to learn new things. So that was really good. Even talking to is 8 pennies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aline.
yeah.
When we were doing those things and going around and, you know, just being out in the field, I was like, wait, we have this in Trinidad. And when I was in Asia, I just realized how much of an influence those places have had on our flora and fauna. And I'm just like, I didn't know we have these plants here. Like, you know, this is how these people are using it, you know, in Cambodia or whatever. And we just have it all over the place and nobody's using it for anything, you know. There was this, it was just a random tree that Bert was showing us. And I remembered it because I had a fermented fish once, and they take the fish and they wrap it up in this leaf and they let it sit for like 2 weeks or something. And it was fantastic. And, you know, it's just there. And we're not doing anything with it, and that's what I think is so great about the programs that Badawi wants to do. It helps to you know, make us think about new ways that we can use the fruits. For example, when we did the sorrel,
yeah,
you know, and there are people in Africa and Asia that they're using it for textiles. They're using every part of the plant. They're using the leaves. They're using the florets. They're making bags and they're cooking with it. You know, so it was definitely a learning process. You know, doing that show, and it's something that, you know, I think you should definitely go full speed ahead with. You know.
Great.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, I guess it's hard now with COVID. You know, you can't really.
No, I still trying to go out and thing. You know, I mean, I still trying to be out on the road, because that is the content. I mean, no offense, Emily, you know, but that is the content I really enjoy creating.
No surprise. I know your spirit and soul is, so I know that's where your heart lies. You know,
I really like going. I mean, for me, is almost like I get into is the best of all worlds to me. I get to go out and meet people doing real interesting things. I get to capture it, and then I get to come back and edit it and pay together and pay it out for other people to see. You understand? And that, yeah, I really enjoy that aspect. I'm not saying I don't enjoy shooting, you know, simply local and thing. I do, for the most part.
Tell us how you
No, joking. No, I do. But no, Jed, listen, it is even be a pressure for me to shoot my own thing. Not every single time I stand up to make something is that I actually feeling to do it. And for me as well is I've always had to think that I'm not just making this for the camera. I'm making this to have to eat as well. You understand? So, you know, that have its own, you know, dynamics to deal with. But when I had to go out on the road and things, it's like I had to study none of that. I had to study, you know, buying these ingredients, and then if I cook this, I had to eat this for the next 3 days because I can't waste the food and them kind of things. Like, nah, I just going out and I want to go and meet a man with a mango estate down in Kernaham village. And just, you know, I love that. I really love that aspect of it. Listen, 50K.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
it long journey, more ahead, and yeah, definitely thank you to everybody.
I've been trying to take a picture. Hold on, keep talking.
Especially a picture, especially the subscribers, commenters, likes, the shares, everything is like
The donations.
Yeah,
the donations, the donations. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Really, really.
I wait here for that 100K. So you know what? We need everybody in here to tell everybody they know. We're gonna then tell everybody they know, because it really is important for us to kind of spread the word and show what we're doing. I think every time I've shared the platform on the channel with my family and friends and that kind of stuff, and they see some of the stuff. So I mean, we have a wide enough variety of shows that somebody would hopefully connect with something, as you're just discussing. We spoke to a bunch of them, and the subscribers do help us to kind of get some more sponsors on board who would allow us to continue to build the shows, because I would love to see the Candid come back, some new version of One in the Oven.
Is that so, Ronaldo? Is that so?
Emily just got married. We ain't talking about One in the Oven, Emily.
Wow, Ronaldo. Wow, Ronaldo.
Take some time to enjoy your marriage.
You should not drink that Royal. Should not drink that Royal extra.
Yeah, but
It's Royal.
Oh God.
Finish to that, never do you that, Ronaldo.
Yeah, but thanks to everybody who has subscribed so far. Help us get to 100K.
Yeah, definitely. And
do you have anything, like any pipeline that you could probably tell us about moving forward?
The thing is, if COVID didn't hit the way it had, the plan was to take this regional this year. That was the plan. The plan was to branch out. I ain't gonna lie. So last year, 2019, I guess because of Quincy, because Quincy is the person that threw my name in the pool for Guinness, the Metopia. Quincy mentioned, well, you gave my name to Melissa, yeah?
Well, yeah, I see you.
Aren't you so glad you did that, Badawi? That's
I ain't gonna lie. I was too mine about it, to be honest. I was like, ready to go thing. I have all this, I still have work to do if I leave. I was telling him, but I was like, Dred, I ain't gonna lie. It's only when I went on the plane, not even when I reached the connecting flight, when I board the plane to go to Ireland, I was like, Dred, never in my life I thought I would have ever reached that side of the world. That was a real big opportunity, but it opened my eyes in a way that, it's like, all right, I seen how this thing could work. I could take this thing outside of Trinidad,
Yeah.
So
Sorry. I watch Jamie gun talk. Jamie gun talk. Yeah, Jamie making out Mauritius.
But
sorry.
Yeah, definitely doing that. It really showed me that I could take what we have going on here for Trinidad and Tobago and expand it to the Caribbean. And that trip was an eye opener. Not just going to Ireland, but I spent a couple of days in New York by myself for the first time. I never went to America before. And I was like, hey, you know what? Just being there by myself and just kind of going around and just soaking in the place. It hit me. That global view. It's one thing to sit in Trinidad and to say, I want to do this, I want to do that thing. But as you had always say, Quincy, it's only when you're there, it's changed your entire perspective.
As always tell people, right? Like It's have like when people talking about sports, for example, right? And basketball could be my thing. You're talking about basketball and you're making all kind of comments and all this, right? As always say, you could say what you want on the sidelines, right? If you never experience that whistle blowing and you're on the court and the fans sitting on the stand watching you, and you get that ball in your hand and use the point guard, you have to bring that ball along the court and make this thing happen. You will never, you could think and imagine it all you want. You'll never know how that feel. You'll never understand what is going there. You could probably relate to it, but actually being in it, you don't know what you go do in this situation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think it's the same thing with travel and understanding the world from a real world view and not from taking it in from off a screen or from TV or from YouTube or from Facebook or whatever. Actually going there and being there and seeing how you react to that and how that influence you. Whole different ball game.
Definitely.
Whole different ball game, yeah.
Definitely.
That's why so much cultures is put in the scene, like allow the youths to go out and explore the world.
Yeah.
Just check out things and just be in it. Because having that experience has changed your game 100%. Living it, have no makeup for that.
Yeah, definitely.
How did you feel? How did you feel? Doing all this work that you're doing over here, and then you went out there, and you had a couple of people heal you out, right?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I in B&H, looking at cameras. Just thinking about how, it would be real nice to be able to buy this camera and buy this lens and thing. And then somebody was like, hey, use Madawi. I was like, what? What going on? What's this? But it was an ex-fellow from Trinidad, but he was across there, I guess, doing the same thing. He into film and thing. And he was looking at cameras and thing, and he make mouth. And the time it's actually his wife, that moment thing, and we started talking and thing. And I ain't gonna lie, that blew my mind. Because you're in a sea of people. That again, I never experienced the scale of the world, and being in a place where it's literally like a drop. You understand? You there and it's just people. You understand? I was like, where's the odds of being around all these people and somebody making me out? I was like, wait.
Funny enough, there's a kind of Trini connection thing that's be happening in these places, like 20 a mile away.
True. Yeah. But that it really I ain't gonna lie, the entire experience really make me feel like, you know what? Yeah, I could take this thing and expand it into something else. So yeah, definitely. COVID and to answer your question, that was the plan on Ella to really expand it, but we'll find ways around it. Whether it is borders opening or whatever the case may be. If that's not the case, then what I need to do is focus on exploring Trinidad and Tobago as much as I can. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. The plan was to go to 9:00, but I'm really glad that we went to 9:33. Thanks.
I didn't believe it when they said.
Well, I don't know. I thought Emily would drop off. But I'm glad you all stayed on, and it was a good, nice little line, man. Nice little line.
Yes, for sure. It was nice to line with everybody.
Yeah.
It was cool, amateur, especially Emily. I never actually met you.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, we all never met.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good, nice.
Cool.
Thank you very much, everyone, for logging on. So no, we have no announcements to make, right?
Not yet. Good. You know what? You're gonna make it some other time.
Yeah, don't make it now.
Just not tonight.
Okay, all right.
You might still make it probably.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say mightn't change nothing. But
right.
You make it tonight.
Okay.
Only because I can't take it.
Okay, all
I
right.
can't take it. I can't take it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cliffhanger. Now
Yeah,
we
I
need
can't
to
take it
know.
as
We
well.
must
Yeah.
know what it is.
Nah.
Yeah. Quincy being cryptic, but
I'm being
with good
cryptic.
reason. But with good reason. With good reason. Thanks again, Emily. Renee is not here, but thanks to Renee as well. Ornella, thank you for coming through. Quincy, Ronaldo, Alima, Maurice, J Bless, Lover of My Soul, City Girl, and that's somebody else. I have to scroll back up to see.
All the people who sponsors his wood.
Yeah. And then yes, Christine and the team at
Guinness.
Massey Stores, Guinness, Vemco, who else? Angostura, all the sponsors. No, Jed. I mean, thanks. What else can I say? Thank you, and of course, subscribers, non-subscribers as well. Anybody who has watched the channel, anybody who has tried recipes, people who like, comment, share,
tag everything.
everything. Yeah.
All right.
Listen, yeah. Thank you very much, and
Okay.
see you at 100K.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
It's a yo.
Still live.
We off? We still
Hold
live.
on.